Hello darlings, how exciting. I trust that this will work. Third Mary time lucky. I have been observing as above so below, and boy have we got a GretA blowjob for you. And you just have to bear with me because I'm going to take you through the whole story and there's a lot to cover. We are living the double black moon, MOMO, Mary Magdalene, Wind in the Willows, Wild is the Wind, Willy Wonka, passage through the two double black moons in Virgo, one on the 28th of the 9th and one on the 10th, the 28th of the 10th, both in Virgo. This is a very rare thing to have two black moons in one sign. Mainstream will have you over here. They're talking about it in Libra now. They're talking about the full moon in Libra, and there is going to be a full moon in the middle on the 13th. And the 13th is this famous transmutable sign of the fake hero. Here we go, here, where it's all going to start happening when everyone comes here. So Jupiter is here. And we had just after the first black moon on the 28th, I'm going to take you to show you all this. That's my dog, sorry. We had the first quarter crescent moon conjunct to Jupiter on this 13th sign, which is to keep you in the wheel when we're escaping the wheel to come to the true bearer of the wisdom, the water bearer. He didn't fall down like Jack 9/11 and Jill Notre Dame. He made it into the Twin Peaks, ruled by Saturn, and we're now going to live the final countdown next year when Jupiter goes into his home of Sagittarius, the good, to join Saturn, the so-called bad. He is the gatekeeper back to spirit, and Pluto, who's been here for 20 years, rocking us all. And the communation of this transmutation is about to hit for the end of 2020, the 21st of the 12th, 2020. So it's the final countdown to the final curtain, because Little Red Riding Hood, Pippi Longstockings, GretA, Laura Ingalls, Carrie and the Exorcist are about to go into the underworld, through Libra, through the serpent on the pole, through judgment, and the Tempest is going to be set off. Miranda, Picnic at Hanging Rock, Riders on the Storm, Rocky Horror Show, Jad and Branett, Jack and Jill are going to transmute to high cardinal Earth, from mutable Earth, where we've been rocked because Pluto's been here for 20 years. But Pluto, Saturn and Jupiter are all going to move in here. And this is what all the shebang is about. Boris, Trump and Macron are playing the Joker card, the Trump card, the last trumpet. So you guys are all going to be so happy when he falls, and you're not going to realize that it's this is the woman, this is Earth, this is high cardinal gas, Earth. This is what sulfur, salt and mercury is all about. The child becomes its own parents. There's no more need for triangulation. So this is the Virgin Mary Magdalene. She is the pre-sexual. She becomes the mother, and she becomes the old witch hag that then faces death. But they only give us the trip L up, trip her up, 369, the line broke, the monkey got choked. So we don't find the four angles, L's, 4 7s, 007. We're going through the two angles of the crescent moon now for the full moon on the 13th to get out of this crap trap. You know, this is about our inner micro. That's why my microphone hasn't worked and my sound hasn't worked. Jack and Jill, Virgo and Gemini, Mercury rules. That's the Cadeus twin snakes of transmutation. You've got to get up the vagus nerve. That's why Las Vegas had the shooting. from the paddock to Mr. Paddock to herd the sheep for 9-11 minutes from the 32nd floor. He was 64 years old, where G7 has just been in 64 Biarritz, because that is our fortune found. We need fortune, not you don't want to stay. You've got to face death, or we're going to be faced with death. We're gonna meet Medusa. We're going to meet Islam and Medusa. And, you will create your own monsters of the id. There's nothing we can do to stop this matter, reality, fade into dystopia. Many will take that path, but we can be riders on the storm. And most of us who've come in from the generations of Pluto and Leo, purging fire, we've been purging these past 20 years because Pluto was in Sagittarius. It's mutable fire. We are born on the fixed fire. And those born between 1968 and 86, Pluto in Virgo, you guys are going to hit jackpot when everybody moves on to high cardinal Earth, and we are going to come out, us Pluto and Leo, of this burning transmutation. But the peak is next year. Jupiter moves in here to meet Saturn. So this is, the breaking down. This Sagittarius is the 9, 3 is Virgo, is Gemini, 6 is Virgo, and 9 is Sagittarius. And the 6 and the 9 are the same thing. So 9 and 9, 6 can be used as 9. 9 and 9 is 18, and the last trinity, 3 Marys, triple goddess, is the 21. It's 21 days. So if you stay here, we're stuck at 21. The moon cycle is 28. You need 4 L's. You need dub L07, the 3 777s of September, Virgo, to become the 4th, to face death, Capricorn, the winter solstice. This is creation. Okay, to go over that a bit further before I show it to you on Stellarium, I've got a few things open that we have to look at. So if we go to my article, which is the first article I did from my last video, Dante, the triple goddess. The triple goddess is a deity or deity archetype revered in many neo-pagan religions and spiritual traditions. In common neo-pagan usage, the triple goddess is viewed as a trinity of 3 distinct aspects or figures united into one being. This is Aleister Crowley's 777. This is unity, equality, liberty, equality, fraternity of the French Revolution. That's why G7 was in Biarritz to end. They know that 64 is the fortune. That's why 4 people were just killed in Paris, 4 policemen shot, because this represents the 4. The 4, the 2 sides of the brain, 32, makes the whole labyrinth. I have the labyrinth here in my village, 32. Our code is 322, skull and bones. The skull and bones cross is 3 Gemini, 6 Virgo, 9 Sagittarius, and you need the 12th door, Pisces, to spin, swastika spin left, right, to become that 64 fortune. But they're just giving us the trip L, goddess, and we're going through her now. It's the Babylonian pillar, the high priestess Virgo in the middle, and the Judaism. When Babylon, Leo, joins Pisces, the 4th door, Judaism, black and white. I'll be showing you all this now. So we've got the maiden, the mother, and the crone, the 3 sides of the Virgin Virgo, faith, hope, and charity. In Picnic at Hanging Rock, you've got the 4 girls. There's one that makes the peak, she transcends. Miranda, she becomes a woman, the old woman, the one who faces death, who enters the Twin Peaks, Capricorn. And then you have the 3 other girls, one with the little glasses that represents the child. Then you've got the sexy one that represents the woman. And then you've got the old serious one that represents the old crone. And Miranda that makes it through. Miranda is the same character from Prospero, Shakespeare's Prospero and Miranda. That's Miranda facing Saturn. Saturn rules Aquarius and Capricorn. The flag of Biarritz used to be red and black, red Aquarius air, black Capricorn. That's NASA, North America, South America. That's why Las Vegas is between North and South America. That represents our vagus nerve, which is our voice, Mercury, lubrification, transmutation of our mind, body and spirit. Neutron, proton, electron, salt, sulfur and Mercury. We don't want to be stuck in this three triangle. We have to face death to become the spin, to become the heart, to be the lion heart that opens the gates, the Sphinx, into Giza, not Orion's belt. Orion's belt is Merlin. It's the south. It's the Freemasons' three pillars: west, east, and south. Okay, so look, and this is the earth, the underworld in various forms of Wicca. Her masculine consort is the horned god. Well, this is just Proserpine and Hades. Proserpine, the little girl, goes into the underworld. So we're going into the underworld, gang. We're going into the Tempest. Those of you still trying to pedal to keep up with the macrocosm, you've got to get into your microcosm. You've got to get into your inner micro, your inner voice. So the white goddesses and the Greek myths, those are the white goddesses in Picnic in Hanging Rock. The Australian film, because we're going into Oz opposite Aquarius, but they don't tell us that we're also going into Cancer opposite Capricorn, high cardinal Earth. Leo, Cancer. Leo is chaos. Cancer is destruction. Opposite Cancer is creation, Capricorn, and opposite chaos, Leo, is order, Aquarius. They're trying to create a fake order, a fake triangulation. And I'm going to be showing you all these pictures. So, there is what we're living right now. We've just had that crescent moon when 4 people were killed, and Pi 4, the new Google Pi 4 came out. And we're about to have this full moon on the 13th, followed by the next quarter moon. We'll go and have a look at all that on Stellarium, but the true phases of the moon is not 7, 7, 7, 21, 3, 6, 9 makes 21. When the 6 and the 9 becomes the 21, we need 12, 21 to get through. 2020, 12, 21 is the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. Okay, so I'm going to show you now, not that, not that. Okay, this is taking me to the High Priestess. So here's Boris Johnson, Babylon, Judaism. Here is your fixed cross. Let's see if we can blow this up. What's that funny noise? Up. Go away. Go away. Waterfall, that's interesting. So let's go back. This is Boris Johnson. This is Black Babylon, the time the pyramids were built. This is the time of the king of the queens, and they want to join with the end of this age of Pisces, Virgo, white to become one, and they're using the 777 to keep us fixed, crucified, when we need the 4 7s to make the 4 L's of the cross. Okay, L, 7777 is 28. It's the full cycle of the moon, and there's the moon. Here's the Torah. The Torah is just the Taurus field. That is the labyrinth, and this is that crescent moon that we had conjunct Jupiter on Antares, the heart of the Scorpion, the wicked witch of the east. They want hell hath no scorn, have no fury than that of a scorned woman. You've got to become that scorned woman, and that's for men and women, to become the high priestess of material alchemy, to make it through into transcendence, the 12th door, out Pisces, and into the true twin peaks where we're going red and black. We're going from mutable earth to high cardinal air. This is, and high cardinal earth and fixed air. This is mutable earth, Virgo, and this is mutable water. This is, as in the Bible, they say that God made man from clay and water. Okay, this is, you go and read up. This is, I've got it all out. I'll just show you. This is Virgo, is that clay. Clay, God. Clay, God's clay. Okay, man, God makes man. In Greek mythology, according to Suedas, Apollo, Doras, blah blah, Prometheus moulded men out of water and earth. That is your BJ Boris Johnson. And that's, you know, you can go further into that, but it's in everything. It's in everything. It's in the Bible, and we need to transmute. This is Jack and Jill. It's just Jack and Jill. Went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down, 9/11, and Jill came tumbling after, Notre Dame. These, you've got to transmute this to become the spinning cross. Okay. Right, then we've got the whore of Babylon. So Mary Magdalene represents the virgin and the whore, the two sides of the coin. She is also the three parts of the pre-sexual, then the mother and the old lady. But she has to face death, and that can only be done, and that can set off her spinning to become whole. Women, you know, there was a little girl who had a little curl. When she was good, she was very, very good, and when she was bad, she was horrid. You have to become both to spin out. Okay, the whore of Babylon is Leon, Elon, Noel. So they want to keep us stuck in the lion gates. We're going through them. We just went through them August. These are my last videos. Now we're going through the whore of Babylon, and we're going to make it then through this 13th passageway, and this is the countdown to 2020. Okay, Belshati Nana. This is all other parts of Ishtar, Istar, Podan, Notre Dame. This is, so we've got, she was the Babylonian princess who flourished around 554 BC. She was the daughter of Nabonidus, the last Neo-Babylonian king under the rule of before Judaism came in. So that's why it's the BJ Bob a Blowjob Boris Johnson. Okay, 369. So this is Tesla, the Trap, the famous film of Roman Polanski, like Rosemary's Babies. You know, all you guys born between 68, end of 67 to 1986, you are the 369 Rosemary's Babies. They want to, you know, we are the bridge over troubled water between two ages. Our children are fine, they're ready for this if they can get out of the trap. 369, the goose drank wine, the monkey chewed tobacco on the streetcar line, the line broke, the monkey got choked, and they all went to heaven in a little rowing boat. Yeah, we don't want to live the never-ending fight of Apiclius, the 13th sign. This is, they all went to heaven in a little rowing boat, when we should be sailing. Once we face death, we merge our lower and higher chakras, we become the spinning coin. Here we go, Apiclius. So, where's a picture of him? Apiclius. Okay, I got loads of pictures of him in the articles coming. We want a better. Apiclius. Ficus. Oh, well, this is all rubbish. This is not. But this is, you know, I show it to you here, right here. This is a Ficus. This is the 13th sign. This is where we just had the crescent moon. This is the hero, but the one who weighs a never-ending war with the serpent. We're about to go through. You've got to look at the serpent like Moses says. Look at it, face it, and find the hidden lost wisdom. And this is the alchemy. This is the balance between the whore and the virgin. This is the transmutation. Okay, anything? Yeah, the three Marys. So this is my last article, my first article in the stream of articles that's brought me to today's video. So that begins with the three Marys, the three crosses. So this is funny. This is my great-great-grandmother, who was a potato slave, who was taken by Juliet Cameron Rose, who was the first female photographer to photograph in black and white, and she brought in my slave, potato famine, Irish little child, and brought her up to become a lady, using her as her model in all her photographs. And she was sold to my great-great-grandfather, who was part of the British Empire East Indian Company, to take over India and to create Islam, Pakistan. So this is the trap. This is the Luciferian 3 sevens, and that was the showing 9/11. On what happened 9/11, we had the Sun and Mars conjunction still in Leo, Babylon, into the whore of Babylon, with Mercury in exaltation and Venus in detriment. So Mercury and the worst side of Venus. Venus rules Taurus, the heart, and Libra, the scales, the judgment. Taurus is Isis, and Libra is Lucifer, or we find Sophia, philosophy, we find the wisdom. Okay, so this was the passage. It was on 9/11, and so the maiden represents enchantment, inception, expansion, the promise of new beginnings, birth, youth, and youthful enthusiasm, represented by the waxing moon, which is what is just happening now. We just had that crescent. We're going to have the three Marys. The mother, that's the full moon, represents ripeness, fertility, sexuality, fulfillment, stability, power, and life, represented by the full moon. That's what we're about to have on the 13th. The crone represents wisdom, repose, death, and endings, represented by the waning moon. And we will have the next, goodness knows, I think the fun will begin afterwards. This is the trap, okay? The power of the earth mother, word Shakti, the triple goddess, who represents the archetypal feminine's rule over every aspect of biological life. The creator, preserver, destroyer, virgin, mother, crone, child, bride, widow. That's why we can go from Carrie, Tess, GretA, Laura Ingalls, Pippi Longstockings, Heidi, to Miss Havisham, to the old witch, to the old crone, to the bride, the full moon in the middle. Okay, all these different ones. Diana is used. She is Venus that rules Taurus and Libra, and Venus is used, so we've got her in this conjunction cross through. So here's Venus in detriment with Mercury in exaltation. He rules before they all hit, which I'm going to be showing you. They all shit for this ritual we're living now, the Boris Johnson blowjob, GretA in the middle. Okay, so GretA is not the full moon. She can't. She's a little pigtail girl gang, and she's got autism. Just a taste of the pedophilia and how they want to slowly watch us die. But it's not going to happen. We're not going to create that bullshit. I'm bringing you through. So each phase of these moons is 7, with 8-3, that's 11. That's 7-11. You know that 7-11 is 9-11 because 9/11 was September, and 7 is 7. So it's the same thing. And we're about to have Mercury set off on its fourth retrograde process for Halloween. And Halloween is exactly 9 months after Valentine's Day, which is the day that the film Picnic at Hanging Rock sets off, because Valentine's Day represents Aquarius, February, Third Eye, Fomalhaut, Giza, North Star, and the 369 is southwest east. They never give us the north. So 777 is 4 sevens makes 28, gang. 4 7/11s to be precise. That's the 4 L's. 11 is mid-L, L even. That's the 4. Okay, so this finishes off with, see, Northern Europe. The goddess side of Pluto oversees the journey. Pluto's about to leave Sagittarius. So it's absolutely this last year going to be fire with, after this ritual of Pluto, of the ritual in VirgO, which is mutable earth, and Pluto is currently in mutable fire, where everybody, the good, the bad, the ugly, Jupiter, Saturn, will join them before they all move to high cardinal earth at the end of 2020. From the consciousness, from the cosmic womb, Perspiren, who goes into the underworld, and then finally to death, from womb to tomb. The witch's cauldron, not for nothing that beer is brewed, symbol of the power of the archetypal feminine, the power associated with menstrual blood. That's why we have 3 weeks before our last week of menstrual. That's why this moon is the blood moon that we're about to have on the 13th. This is a perfect 28 cycle where the menstruation and facing death of the girl to no longer be the whore, but the high cardinal mother. Otherwise, we're all going to be wearing all black and walking around like, the 369, the monkey got choked. The shadow side of the feminine, the dark face of the goddess, the wicked female characters in fairy tales, so goddesses, feminine predators, such as Medusa, the Gorgon, the Furies, the Sphinx, the Night Monster. We have to ignite, focus, balance to get Flash Gordon blast off. The G-spot is when the G764 becomes the eternal 8 spin. We don't get stuck in the Boris snake, we become it. We become that demon, that fire that goes from our feet to our chakra, our head chakra, and you feel it burning, burning, burning in your stomach, because you hold the 3 phases of the triple goddess to become the 4 spin, 4 tune. Underworld goddesses such as Persephone or Inanna. So this is why the labyrinth is in my village. Inanna is the weaver, like Tesla, but Spider-Man only does 369. Only the mother can take us through that 12th spin to become the 13th sign, to become this fake officious 13th sign we've been given. The true hero are those of us that make it through the narrow gateway. That is to become in her mid-L, to be the mid-L. Okay, there again is this trap, the 777. That is, yeah, that's my, there is my great-great-grandmother playing the role of Miranda, of Juliet. This is in Romeo and Juliet, but she also plays, this is 14th, we have a third Mary. No, the third Marys are coming now. The third Marys are coming out. This is my great-great-grandmother playing the role of Miranda with Prospero. This is Miranda, the child, VirgO, mutable earth, who has to face Father Saturn, death, to become the whole. That's her playing Romeo and Juliet. So she may well have been a boy, because the elites transmute through a transgender bender because they cheat, because they can't find spiritual divinity within to become the whole, the two sides of the coin. Okay. Okay, this is the next video I did. I did it on September the 21st, and they say it's a 7-minute reading. Well, there you go. 777 is 21. That is the equinox of VirgO, Pisces, spring and fall, and we're now moving on to the Twin Peak equinox. As Babylon knew, they built the Sphinx and the pyramids of Giza, which is the North Star former halt. It's not Aldebaran and Terrace west-east, as the Masons want to keep us on. Babylon and Judaism, phony baloney, Phoenicians and the Babylonians. Okay, so this is again showing the 9/11. That is the 2019 I just showed you. So the Babylonian gates into this VirgO, which we're now living. Here again is this trap keeping us stuck in the triangle. This is what we're going to be living this full moon, blood moon, on the 13th, to keep us stuck in the fake 13th sign. There you have the triple, that's 3 angles, 3 angels, triple goddess, the child, the mother, and the old lady, but you've got to face death, and that is going to be your blast-off point, opening your third eye. This is the Aleister Crowley. Liber stands for Libra, Alpha Omega, Aleph Tav. Tav is the last letter. So there again, the 3 Marys, that's the Labyrinth. And then on 2001, 9/11, there was Mercury in exaltation and the Sun was in Babylon. That's the 9th, 10th. Okay, yeah, that's the one, that's the same one. That's going back to the Lion Gates we went through. That was G7. And you become the G8. You become the G spot. Okay. Right, those are the 3 monsters of the gates of hell. We've got to get past. We're going to go past this now. This is the Tempest being set off. This is alchemy keeping us stuck on the Leo, Babylon, Lon, Elon, Leon, Noel. And this is the Masons. They always give us south and the inverted west and east. We want to go north. This is the T, Dante, sword in the stone, word, tone of the DNA spin. So Pressprone has to go into the underworld to become a woman. Kiss of life. And this is this fake Ophiuchus with the Aldebaran west, and Terrace, the snake, east, and the Templars, the sword in the stone of Dante, Divine Comedy, which is about to get set off. This is judgment. You've got to look at the snake. You've got to face that Islam's coming in. And that the Cobra Gypsies want another one to bite the dust. The flying serpent, Libra, Scorpio, the eagle became a scorpion. So goddess of the underworld and the tempest were about to transmute that clay and water, VirgO, Pisces, through the storm, out the 12th door. Don't stay stuck in the 9th. Okay, let's just have a look at what I've got here. So, we're leaving mutable earth, Pisces, water. We're going into fixed Aquarius and high cardinal earth. Okay, so the father and the mother. They want to keep us down here in Solomon. Sol, sun rules Leo, Mon rules Cancer. This ritual going on now, full moon, is to keep us in the destruction. Creation is above here. Okay, order and creation. They want to keep us stuck in order and in Babylon, this is the Solomon seal. Okay, so the mutable cross, the skull and bones cross that we're leaving, is Pisces opposite Virgo, Sagittarius opposite Gemini, and the head and the tail of the snake are currently head Rahu in Gemini, where it was 18 years ago, half of a circle, 180 in Gemini for 9/11, and again for Notre Dame 18 years later. We end a karmic cycle from 9/11 till now. We're leaving the mutable cross and we're coming into fixed cardinal. We need the right-left spin to get centered, to get between the north and south, to merge the north and south of the head and tail of the snake. Okay, so Mercury retrogrades, this always gives tropical, not sidereal, but it's always 3 times a year for 3 weeks, which is 21 days. So Mercury is the child. They want to keep us in the child. They don't want us, that's why they give us 3 phases of the 7 of the moon, 777. They don't give us the 4 phases to make 28. And the 4th phase of this 007 moon that I'm about to show you on Stellarium, I'm going to take you through the whole process, is going to set off for Halloween, gang. And that's why Picnic at Hanging Rock, you have to go see the film, begins on Valentine's Day, because if you have sex on Valentine's Day, you make Halloween babies, you make the beast. They want you to birth the monster of the abyss of the 12th door, Pisces, the invisible realm. You've got to get into the invisible and get inside yourself. It's, you know, there's no outer space, there's just inner space. You've got to create the space, a space of love within you, so you're safe from all 5G. We become that 5G. So I'm going to take you through that as well. We're about to go to Stellarium. This is the creation from man to clay. I've shown you that. Okay, let's go. And then we'll carry on articles a bit after this too. So right now, everybody is in Virgo. We got Mars, who's very unhappy in Virgo, very bipolar. We've got Venus, who is also in detriment. She's not happy, so we've got Mars and Venus not happy. Mars rules Scorpio, ice, water, and fire, Aries. And currently Uranus, who rules the material realm, with Jupiter, and Jupiter is in Scorpio. So this Mars is not happy here. Is, you know, it's affecting this Scorpio. Currently, we got Antares. We've got Jupiter in Scorpio. We're told it's this 13th sign, Ophiuchus, but this is why it's a ritual for this 13th with the full moon on the 13th. So Mars, that rules fire and ice, he's Ra, he's the Islam, Israel, Isis, Ra, and they want to make the white pillar Judaism merged with Babylon to keep us in the little girl and the boy when we're coming over here, gang. Hey, look, well, that's today. We've got the moon right on Fomalhaut, where I actually have the moon. So this is the true third eye. This is the true pyramids of Giza. This is the true constellation we go on. We're no longer on Aries, Libra. We've moved 2,200 years, and this will be the new spring equinox that we're moving on to. Okay, so at the moment we've got Mercury in exaltation that rules Jack and Jill, the twin DNA strands. So this is the set off, because all these guys are going to move over this 13th sign as Jupiter for this coming Christmas solstice will go into Sagittarius. The end of this 20-year mutable cross, all hell for leather, loads of Borises and Trumps and Macrons before everybody falls, and they're going to make you into this fake hero. You're going to think you've got your GretA, climate change, CC, CruciFICTION 33, and you're going to be so happy when Palestine and Israel become one, and we're all one, and we got a new one world religion, and we're all controlled. But if the Rosemary's Babies can take back the reins, can make it through, we want to all try and make it through to help our grandchildren and children. Everybody's in place to get this Twin Peaks going in its true form. So, you know, maybe it will all just happen. Maybe we can't change the material world. We can just transmute ourselves and go to a better place from here, just helping those to understand that the wheel will always be material. Although this is the golden age when we hit heaven and earth. This is heaven, this is earth. Jupiter ends his cycle of being the light of the mind, the expansion, come back to contraction. Okay, so let me show you. That was the lot what I was just showing you before. We went through all that. Then we had on the 28th. In fact, I've got to show you before this. I've got to show you last year. I have to show you the 007. So on the 7th of the 11th of 2018, we had a black moon on Libra. This is where the fun is all about to begin. Everybody's going to go from Virgo into Libra. This is Adam and Eve. These guys used to be one in the Hellenistic Egyptian astrology. And it got split so that we could know ourselves as we all entered. We've just done all the years of the underworld, 2000 per age, per sign. So this is the either merging. We've got to merge all this, the 369, to make the 12th door out and to come here. Okay, so we had a black moon, and my son went to London to the Tabernacle, which is a church where they have concerts and theatres, and he did a Russian play called Death and the Girl, and the play was about an actress. He did all the music. I was very proud of him, but because of my own little crucifixion going on that I had to go through to face the death, to get through the 3 sevens of my dog, and then just kind of do blast off, I couldn't make it. But it was all about this. It was just between two people, the girl and the old man, Miranda and Prospero, this actress who faced death in a car accident. She faces death, and I knew that my son was doing some kind of ritualistic music at the Tabernacle where they slaughtered the lamb. You know, the flag of my little village here is the flag being speared by the lion. This is what we're living. But it's incredible, you know, when you observe with the seat with the clearest view, that everything in your life, for all of us, is showing us our own as above, so below journey. But anyway, he did the music, and that happened on these dates between the 7/7. So we had on the 11th 7 this black moon here, when the sun and the moon are conjunct. That's a black moon. And then on the 12th, we had one in Scorpio, right on Antares, where we just had, for the 4 people dead in Paris and the coming out of P4, the first crescent pillar moon before this full moon on the 13th that will be here. It might not be here, but it's on the 13th. It represents here. We'll go see that now. Anyway, so those were the 7/7, and now we're going to have the eLLe. Okay, so we move forward, 2019, back to this 28th. So 28 makes 10. So this is your XX strongbow, because they want Mr. Strongbow, Sagittarius, to keep us stuck between Sagittarius and Scorpio. This fake Milky Way galaxy bullshit, the never-ending war, Ophiuchus. So 28th, look at this. We've got Mercury right on Spica. This is the actual biggest star of Virgo, which represents the harvest of everything. So all of us who've done the right path, we will reap what we've sown, and we're going to blast off through here. I have many friends fighting at this moment, coming through. lots of us. Some of us have hit that G-spot. Some of us are still merging through, transmuting. But I know that all those people and loved ones that I'm following, particularly my friend in hospital at the moment, you're going to blast off, baby, for this 13th. Yes. So that's the first one. And we got there Venus and detriment and these guys and Mars here, and Pluto and Saturn are just going forward after having been retrograde. So that is going to increase this energy of this ritual and the beginning. You know, there's speed, time is just going to speed up so much. If you can't stay centered in this storm, riders on the storm of the tempest, you know, we're going through major transmutation now. The younger generations are born for this. They're going to be fine unless they get swirled into the beehive, G-hive, Bee Gees trap. You don't want to get into the beehive mentality, singularity, fake singularity, circle close. No way. So that's the 28th. Then on the 10th, well, we had first on the 3rd. Was it on the 3rd or the 5th? Let's have a look. Yep. There we had, just by Antares, on this 13th, we had the first crescent moon next to Jupiter. So Judas. So this is the Babylonian whore with Judaism, and that they want to merge for the 13th. Massive ritual for merging of the fake black and white pillars. Okay, this is, so that happened on the 3rd. That's when the 4 people got killed in Paris, and Pi 4 came out. Then we move forward, and we got on the 13th. We got the 13th. We got this full moon. And that full moon is to end. It's in the water. This is in the 12th door. Oh my God, opposite Virgo. This is when we transmute and we come, you know, this is chemistry. This is water and clay. This is where you create your own man, able to merge with spirits, lower and higher chakras. That's incredible, right on that. So there is, wow. It's so exciting what we're living. Okay, and then on the 28th, we go back to our Virgo, MOMO, and we've got, let's just go back a few hours. There's your black moon on the 28th, second black moon, have a look. There we go. So these are those pillars. This is the High Priestess. And you know, you've got to spin right and left, gang. Here we've got the Torah, that crescent moon. This is the triple goddess. It's the triple goddess. Okay, so then let's just watch how things move on after that. Then we've got the moon that goes into Libra. We've got Venus and Mercury conjunct in Libra. Jupiter is still here. And then for Jupiter will move into Sagittarius at around the same time. Let's watch Mercury do its retrograde, its 4th retrograde. So it'll be over. Its 4th retrograde begins. There it is. So let's get to the beginning of that and then watch it. This is the 4L. So the first retrograde was when I showed you the 7-7. This is the double O, 2 black moons. And the first one set off when my son went to the tabernacle from Russia to play Death and the Girl. I mean, we are told. So look, he's going to go backwards right over Adam and Eve. Right, he's going to go just towards Antares, invisible, invisible, and then full back up, and we're going to have a little meeting with the moon. Have a little meeting with Mercury and the moon. I mean, it's such beautiful conversations. These are just the pendulums. These are the humours. This is our chemistry. Hot, cold, dry, moist. You know, this is a chemical dance. And it's music. We can only live in a physical vessel because of how we are tuned in and how we are triggered like a musical box rolling, you know, we're wound up, or we become the observer, we become the 13th sign. That's incredible. Okay, so then they move on, and then next year we got everybody in Jupiter. We've got everybody. We've got Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto is invisible in here. I'll show you Pluto. I have to be very patient. I don't want a cut down. I've lost this video twice. It has taken a lot of patience, but I trust it was because I went further and further in my seeing as I waited. So there's Pluto, and they are the good, the bad, and the ugly. They're going to hit Catch 22. Catch 22 is the V of Mars, Aries. It's our hypothalamus in our brain, which is our third eye here, form a halt, or we stay in the low ego of Mars, in our sexual ego, and we stay in the Islam, or we become the lamb that lies down with the lion that lies down with the lamb. So Catch 22 is also what I'll be showing you all that. Let's finish off with some pictures. Okay, this is important. We're just going to have fun going through my articles, looking at the pictures. Just an illusion, mirage, Miranda. We're going through the message, and this again is that 777, 3 angles, diffuse, infugle, obfuscate. It's just an illusion. That's the 12th house, Pisces. You've got to go into the invisible, a mirage. There's Miranda, the only one who made it up. She transmuted the waters, the clay in the water of VirgO. She spun her own web. Here is the fake Inanna, the whore of Babylon, who wants to keep us stuck. Oh, this is what I got to show you. The lunar phases. This is the 28 that we have to be. So the lunar phases are 4. Okay. In Western culture, the 4 principal phases of the moon are new moon, first quarter, full moon, and third quarter, also known as last quarter. These are the instances when the moon's ecliptic longitude and the sun's ecliptic longitude. Well, that's Rahu and Ketu, because the point where the sun and the moon's ecliptic path cross is the hypothetical point that gives us eclipses, and that is the head and tail of snake, and that is north and south, and that's why 9/11 and Notre Dame took 18 years between the both of Jack and Jill. We've been through the transmutation process. We're going to hit 2020. And this is a very big changing of ages, because we go back to being androgynous, merging our solar plexus. There'll be no need of the sun and the moon. In the Bible it says. Each of these phases occur at slightly different times when viewed from different points on Earth. During the intervals between principal phases, the moon's apparent shape is either crescent or gibbous. These shapes and the periods when the moon shows them are called the intermediate phases and last 1 quarter of a synodic month, or 7.38 days. 7/11 is 9/11. However, their durations vary slightly because the moon's orbit is rather elliptical, whatever. The descriptive waxing is used for an intermediate phase when the moon's apparent shape is thickening from new to full moon, and waning when the shape is thinning. So we're currently waxing up, and we're going to hit full, and then we'll be waning down, okay? So we've got these 4 phases, and full in the middle. And Solomon wants to take this over and keep us stuck in the south when we want to hit north. Okay, back to this. So we're going through the narrow gateway. You have to come and see these articles. We're going to get thrown left and right, up and down. Rocky Horror Show, time warp, take a jump to the left, to the right, hot, cold, moist, humid, wet. The temperature, we want to reach the middle. In Dan, test, Tisia, the weaver of the tapestry, the words sword in the stone, the didnt DNA, divine comedy of transmutation of our temperament. Those who can't take the hot, cold humours of changes, the transhumans, won't make the bow and arrow transmutation. That's next year in Sagittarius. Through the lion heart center, row your boat or sail in your ship. We are surfing lead to gold. Spinning the Taurus or Torah field heart center, the electromagnetic spinning swastika right left spin labyrinth to find that mid-L even beat G-spot. The left-handed swastika, also called the Gamadian G-spot, because made up of 4 capital gammas from the Greek alphabet, is the lunar way, the way of death, sacred to Kali, the dark Hindu goddess of destruction, but it is also the way of the soul, with its instinctive feminine values and close to nature, also Ganesha's sign in Hindu myth. Temperature, temperament, thermometer, thermostat of our human vessel in the Rocky Horror Show. A jump to the left and a jump to the right, it's the time warp. Black to white, jumping jack of spinning yin and yang. MJ, Mercury Jackson, Jupiter, Luke Skywalker, Jude the Dude rule the past age as we leave the age of Pisces, white, water, feminine Europe, and black earth, feminine Africa, from mutable, binary to fixed, Aquarius, NASA, North, South America, red air, masculine, and Leo, and also the Twin Peaks is Aquarius, North, and Capricorn, South. There we've got the 369. Again, there's the divine comedy of Dante with that T. Now that T is the same image as the pineal hypothalamus, the lamb in us, thalamus, our ability to lie down with the lion, our ego. So we merge our sexual energies, our desire, our flesh, with our higher chakras, spiritual. We become the mother and the father. We become Aquarius and Capricorn. This is the T for the Twin Peaks. Or it's the T for your testosterone. Or it's T for the T-Rex beast we're about to create. The Medusa. Hell hath no fury like that of a scorned woman. Get yourself scorned. And there's my little great-great-grandmother helping me through to join all these dots. And there you've got your third eye north with your south, Leo. And there is the true Lord of the Rings, Saturn. He will harvest all of us that don't make it back into his astrology wheel. But this time he's giving you a 13th sign. And it's going to be really hard to get out because they're creating the circle, the singularity. And there's Aquarius, the water bearer, and Capricorn, earth, heaven and earth. This is symbolic of those of us who make it through the 144,000, which just represents the 2 ages and the sun moving 72 degrees per age. Aquarius 72, Capricorn 72 makes 144. It's an inside job. Tempest is about to begin. We are the centered mid-L. And there's Merlin with Solomon and the west, and there's the east and the west, and Terrace, where we just had that crescent moon, and Aldebaran, which he should be west over here, and east should be over here. because north is the king, gang. And I give you that again. And here we have the skull and bones cross of my village, 322, because 322 makes 64, where G7 was. They want to keep you stuck, but you need both cardinal, gas, and solid fixed to transmute liquid up your vagus, Las Vegas nerve. And then we are the three Marys, the trip L goddess, to become the 4-7-28 full moon cycle. Okay, these are the red skies that were shown in Victoria, where Picnic in Hanging Rock is written, because Victoria is the Taurus field and Glastonbury in England is the chakra, is the root chakra. It's our heart chakra, sorry, and Ayers Rock is the solar plexus of Earth. They want to take over the sun and the moon. It represents Solomon. Picnic at Hanging Rock is that Solomon. Go see my old videos and go see the film Picnic at Hanging Rock. Wild is the wind, wind in the willows. This is the transmutation we're going to be living. WW is Mary Magdalene. Is she going to fight to remain GretA? Are you going to see through the bullshit that climate change is CC, Christ consciousness? You become that 12th door to become the Twin Peaks. V is 22, alpha, beta, letter, alpha, tab, alpha, mega, Aries, Libra, lineal, crap trap. Yeah, you go read all that. There's that V, which is also, this is the catch 22 we're about to enter. 22, V is the 22nd letter. 22 is the heart. Go watch the film Catch 22 again. There's the heart. Judgment of Libra, where we're going to have Mercury going backwards for his 4th journey to make 28. That is true DNA transmutation. Closing time. The heart. And the good, the bad, and the ugly move into Sagittarius before 2020, catch 22. And there is Saturn and DNA, and you've got to fly to go back to spirit, to leave time. Kronos is Saturn. And there we have what's going to happen on 2020 for the 21st. That is his hand sign. We have the famous conjunction up. We have the famous conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. Watch them. They'll separate there. They're separating. So we've got Jupiter, here's Saturn, leaving Sagittarius. They're going to join. They're going to go from this mutable energy. Pluto's been here for 20 years. Fire, mutation, liquid fire. And we're going into high, grand, cardinal, high master, Earth. So that little Virgo girl, all the rituals that we're living now is about you getting through this time until 2020. And then they merge. And this is the Spock hand sign. You've got Mercury, Sun, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars. And you've got, this is the two fingers, this is the little finger and the sun, Mercury and the sun. They're conjunct, you see. Oop. You just find that little naughty Mercury hiding. Where are you, naughty Mercury? And naughty Mercury. Oh, naughty hang on. There he is. He's going to join at the same time. So look, watch those twos joining. For 20, voila. So for 20, 21, 12. So 21 again is the 3 sevens. 12 is the 4th door, Pisces. We need to get out of here where Mars will be. So Mars is currently right now in Virgo, and then it will be opposite here in Pisces. That is the God, clay, water mixing that you need to become back to spirits. and interesting because the moon will be again just going over Fomalhaut. Incredible. As now. Incredible. Incredible. So, so Mars is the thumb of Spock. Okay, this is Saturn and Jupiter fight for the throne. Jupiter, Jesus, has had the winter solstice, and now Saturn takes it back. For the golden age we enter, gang. I mean, this is just the best news you could possibly ever be told. Okay, this is where things start to get funny with the wind in the willows. Preparation is happening as we go through this BJ blowjob Boris Johnson passage. Let's just show you the picture to remind you of the little picture of BJ Boris blowjob. That was lucky, got it first time. There we have the black and white. We're going through this now. Where is the article? Little article. Right, so wind in the willows is just the WWMM. This is the sign of Aquarius, the double MM. This is 13 plus 13. 13 is the number. This is the 13th sign. You need 4 times 13. 13 and 13 is 26. 8 8s. 2 8s is 32. You need the 4 spin. MM. Okay, you get it. Okay, so this is just me talking about how wonderful it all is. There's the Twin Peaks, Twin Peaks, Twin Peaks, Twin Peaks. That was all that going on. Here we've got little GretA and the Addams family. This is, you've got to merge the 2 sides of that virgin, the whore of Babylon, your Kali, and the pre-adolescent sexual girl. This is what gets us through the looking glass. Okay, and there we have where G7 was in Biarritz, like Lot's wife, bridge over troubled water, Sodom and Gomorrah, Simon and Garfunkel. We go through the narrow gateway and we transmute with the sea, clay and water to get to NASA over the Atlantic, North-South America. It's just a big divine comedy. There they are, the 2 Jupiters. They're going to fall. They're not going to make the G-spot 8s, the gates, the gateway. Okay, Laura Ingalls, Virgin Suicides, Back to Black, Orange is the New Black, Pippi Longstocking, the Red and White, Fire and Ice, Skull and Bones 322, and this is the fake Venus trying to take over with the passage we're going to go through. It's the lion lies down with the lamb, not with Venus. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, the 2 sides. The wolf lies down with the lamb. And this is Islam. This is red, white. Pisces, Jupiter, white, red, Ra wants the green man, Mercury, the 21 days of Mercury, the green man, to take over. This is the sword in the stone, third eye, killing Fomalhaut, the north, the lamb, killing our ability to marry pOppins. This is Fomalhaut. This is why Notre Dame is on an island. If you look at Notre Dame from above, that's what you'll see. Okay, and that's why they saved the Lord of the Rings. Here we've got Pisces, and Will I Am wants to lead us. This is the time from Rosemary's Baby to now. It's your time, gang. Take over. We go on to the fixed cross when the lion lies down with the lamb, or Ice Queen, the whore of Babylon, Ice Cream. There we have Jack and Jill, the Rocky Horror Show, and this is the new fake Twin Peaks. Saturn either harvests occults or you return to spirits. And this is the birth of that egg. From Valentine's Day, we had the triple goddess ritual on go see my old videos. And the baby being born is Mercury retrograde, 21 days, happening on this Halloween coming up. All set off with this triple goddess ritual with the moon in the middle. This full moon happening now. This is the beast, the phoenix. Okay, on to GretA. Capricorn is black, back to black. Winter, her, earth, heart is black. Saturn, cold contraction, spirits. This is an article I did 2 years ago called Winter is Her, Shitty Willy Bang Bang. We're going back into the ice, Narnia. So, my generation will start a revolution. Well, hopefully, if the true Virgo in Pluto and Virgo generations stand up and don't let, they're trying to jump a generation onto the Pluto Libra and Pluto and Scorpio generations. We want you guys 68 to 86 to stand up. You're the only ones that can bring us through. We've done our job. We've burnt Babylon down, us Pluto and Leo gang. Okay, please go read all that. Back to black. Amy Winehouse represents Virgo. Wine, when the wine is harvested. That's me with Happy and Honey. Happy died. I faced death. The triple goddess became the fourth door. 28 full moon. Back to black. Momo, double black moon in Virgo this month. 28th, 28th, 9th and 10th, with in the middle the triple goddess, the full moon 13th. XX, double X, because 28 is 1010. MMWW, two sides of Mary Magdalene, that's the 88, because MMWW is 1313. Two sides of Mary Magdalene. When she was white, she was blah blah. We get the swan, white swan, black swan. Through the Black Mirror or Caught in the Fish, 12th house, Netflix, Pisces. Black, white swan, two sides of the coin, the V, you saw the spark, you get it, and that's all that again. We're nearly finished. Okay, that's why 6 months ago, at the same time, 9 months ago, the time to have a baby, we were having... You have to go back and see all my articles about the Venus 5. You see on the Baphomets, we have, in fact, I'm going to show you the Baphomets. This is Pan, the green man. The Baphomet is the Welsh, Italian, Romani, Islam, white, green, reds. I presume Wales will win the rugby again, because this Baphomet is not Saturn. They tell you it's Saturn, when Saturn, he's the one we return to spirit. We've got to get past him, death. This is the guy who wants to take over. Okay, so if you look at the Baphomet, this is a ram, Ra. It's not a goat. They try to make you think it's the goat. And we got Mercury, the Caduceus twins here. We've got the crescent moon, 3 phases of the moon. Here they are with the full moon in the middle. They want Mercury to take over the 21 days. And this is the 5-pointed star, which is the moon magic. Again, it's normally Venus makes a flower, a Fibonacci flower in the sky. And the Fibonacci sky, a flower is material, it's flesh. It needs to spin to become the labyrinth, to become the cosmic stars, to become as above, so below. So this is represented by Venus, this is Mercury, this is the moon, and this is Jupiter using Mars, ice and fire, to keep the fire. This is, I want to be the king of the jungle. I want your fire, King Louis. This is the sun god, Louis, the fake. Okay, this is Mercury, Pan. What's a soul? What's he got written on there again? Goodness gracious me, Levi, the beast, the beast. They want us to create our unconscious nightmares, because if you don't face the invisible, that's what you'll do. Okay, back. So, this is where we're going, into Islam. Please go read all this. It goes over everything I've been talking about. Momo's going to kill you. That's GretA. Yep. Very similar to the last article. This was signed. This is that Babylon and Judaism joining Antares and the West. Aldebaran. This is the bull, Aldebaran and Antares to become Solomon's seal. This is Bob a Blowjob, as you know, what we're going through. And this takes us to Zion, Bob Marley. This is Iron, Zion, the lion, Leo Gates, the whore of Babylon. This is the dog star, which is, I'll show you the dog star. This is where, right now, the head of the snake for 9/11 and for this whole 18 months of all this going on, the head of the snake is on Sirius. And Sirius is the fake 369 dog or god. Here we go. So there's the fake 369, Orion's belt, Merlin. These are the two pillars that we're going through, left and right, Boris Johnson, Babylon, Judaism, and here's Sirius, and this is just under Gemini, and this is where the head of the snake is now. And Sagittarius is opposite where the tail of the snake is, where we are having this Jupiter at the moment is here, ending Scorpio before hitting here next year. Okay, back. This is where things start to get interesting, and this is why it's been good this 10 days. I couldn't do the video because so much more came to me. So here we've got Jesus and the Giant's Blue Apples. So this is VirgO, the wine, Amy Winehouse. She showed us in her ritualistic death, goodness knows if she's really died. She may well be, I don't know. But this is the VirgO full moon, Jesus. These are the two black Momo pillars that we're going through of Muhammad Ali, reality, fake copy-paste reality. There she is between the pillars, GretA, the green man, Pan man. Here's the jolly green giants, Fee Fi Fo Thumb. Bel Shalti Nana that I showed you was the daughter of Nabonus. She served as high priestess in Trip L up. Trip up. There she is, stuck as between this little girl. And there's your Baphomet moons of the DNA that you have, those two pillars of the Baphomet that I just showed you. There they are, Boris Johnson. There's Prospero and Miranda. This is the opening of Lorenzo happening again. This was on that crescent moon. This was the third. We had Lorenzo just before for the black moon. And here we've got the double twin. Fee Fi Fo Thumb, Snakes and Ladders, I Smell the Blood of an Englishman. This is everything that's about to happen in England. That's why my son did the play Death of the Girl, Death of the Rose, Death of the Virgin Child to transmute to High Cardinal Woman. So this was the crescent, the first crescent moon. It was on, it just become crescent before it became conjunct to Jupiter. And these are pictures that my friend took, amazing. There's your French croissant moon. There's your Islam with the 5-pointed star. The that they want to keep us trapped in the fifth element, in the ether, when the true labyrinth, the true journey of Venus in the sky is a 5-petaled perfect flower of matter. VirgO clay becomes transmutable. So that was just the day before this article, and the next article will take us. So there's your stuck in the Fibonacci flower, the fake hero, where, you know, you can get stuck next year if you don't make it through and transmute the bullshit that we're going to be thrown. Ophiuchus holds apart the serpent with its mighty spirals and twisted body encircles his own, so that he may untie its knots and back that winds in loops. But bending its supple neck, the serpent looks back and returns, and the other's hands slide over the loosened coils. The struggle will last forever, since they wage it on level terms with equal powers. This is a triangulation: Taurus, Antares, and Solomon. South, west, east. You need the fortune to spin out of the sword in the stone. That is the bookmark, the ruler in the triangle of the angle of the Freemasons, to stop our Kundalini rising, to make the vagus nerve voice through. Mercury goes up to our heads. There, so G7 was all celebrating red, white and green, the new flag of Biarritz that they use, but the actual flag of Biarritz itself is red and black. That's NASA, North America, South America. And there is the fake Lord of the Rings, the Baphomet, the Green Man, this whole climate change, CC crucifixion bullshit. So you see, West Way and the Wicked Witch of the East is WWWW, which is the same thing as MM, Mary Magdalene, Mickey Mouse, Marilyn Monroe, Momo, and Willy Wonka, Wind in the Willows, Wild is the Wind, is WWMM. And that is the 4 musketeers, the 4 fixed stars. We're going on to the fixed cross. Here's Antares, where we had on the 3rd, the first crescent moon. So we've got Antares. Yeah, everything has slowed down a lot. To be very patient. So we've got Antares opposite the West Way. There's Aldebaran, the West Way. So the 4 musketeers: Aldebaran, West Way, Antares, Wicked Witch, East Way. They want to keep us stuck down under, down under, Fomalhaut, Giza, opposite Leo, Regulus. Sorry, it's not very, but there's actually 4, boom, boom, 4, 4. Fomalhaut, Regulus, Antares, Aldebaran, 4. There we go. Regulus, feet of Jesus, head of Jesus, left arm, right arm of, oh, where's what you, I don't want to get you confused now. Oh, there he is, Aldebaran, blum blum. Right. So there's the 4 corners. This is the 8. This is the heart of the matter. And at the moment, there we go. On the 3rd, we had this first, after the first black moon, the first crescent phase, and they you know, they're not telling us about these double black moons, the 2 pillars. They're just kind of focusing on this crescent and the full moon to come, and the next crescent on the 3 Marys, when it's a 4 journey, and it's 2 sides of the coin, 32 and 32 to make 64, 360-degree circle. There's a picture above my house. This is the labyrinth in my village, and on my church, this is the Leonardo da Vinci man in the middle that spins left and right. There we go again. That's that spin, the swastika spin. And there's the steeple of my church, where the sun goes down at this time of year, every year, which is not for nothing. Our code is 322, Skull and Bones of our village. So 4 killed on that day in Paris, and the Microsoft 7 P4 came out, because we have to find our fortune. And this is the pi symbol, which is upside down a V. This is the 22nd letter. This is Alpha Omega Aleph Tav. This is the Libra scales judgment. And it's also configurative, symbolic of our pineal gland, thalamus, that looks just like this. So we've got to come out of the flattery. Jupiter and Saturn are going to merge. Got to sing our own song to transmute and to spin that coin, to not be slaughtered, sword in the stone. You see, the philosophers rejected the blue stone. They're stuck on flesh, Aldebaran, opposite Scorpio Antares. This is the monster, this is the Scorpio, this is the dragon, this is the Islam, and this is all the fake bullshit, monogamous, whatever. And GretA, they're the same people, working for the same people. And there's that Aleph Tav. So we're coming to an end. Please go and read my articles. It will help you join all these dots. It's winter time. My micro is fixed. My sound is fixed. I'm just sitting here waiting for your readings now. I've got all the time for myself, and I want to help you through, and I want to observe your story as we transmute this last final curtain into the Twin Peaks, because all our lives are reflections of this tapestry, and it's just a musical show. It's just a real film reel, and this is the film reel we're on, and we're going through the mirror. We're seeing that, you know, either we create the reality or we're reeled. There's the journey of Venus. This is all about the music of our soul, explaining the planets, the pendulum of life. We are the conductors of our orchestra, or we are conducted by outside forces and given a code of conduct. We have to become the spinning spirals, because this tempest is upon us, and the ice and fire is over. Israel, they want to become the fake eLLe. They're going to use us as the system. We will become. We supply the energy. We are 5G. Everyone's afraid of 5G and everything that's going to happen. If you Mary Poppins, lift off, blast off, you're fine. We're coming into winter, old, going from Pisces into Aquarius, Capricorn, but we've got to get through this autumn and next year. We're born at a given moment in a given place, and like vintage years of wine, we have the qualities of the year and of the season of which we are born. Astrology does not lay claim to anything more. That's the window of Notre Dame. This is all our musical instruments. There's the sign of Tav. This is what we're living now. This is the music. This is the bass. This is Uranus, who rules matter. He's in Aries fire at the moment. And when Jupiter goes into Sagittarius next year, they work as a team, and you create your dreams. Okay, it's blast off time, gang. I love you all very much. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. You can come to my blog and just send me an email, and we can organize a reading for you. All my love. Bye.